I'm Sharyn, the CEO of NIET Training, and I've been here for about 7 years. I've always had a really big passion for education. My mum was a single parent and she would go off 2 nights a week to study her diploma of business admin when I was 11 or 12. And it was a big thing because she was leaving me alone and she was a bit worried about that. Plus she spent 2 years doing this course. But at the end of the 2 years, we then got so much more financial stability because she found a great job and she was able to buy a house. And I just noticed that from the age of 13 onwards, my life just became a lot better and there was not as much insecurity. I've firsthand seen how training can make such an empowerment on people's families and especially on women. So I'm really happy to have that background because I have a lot of empathy and support for people that are trying to get themselves better and upskill themselves through education for financial prosperity and just life prosperity as well. I've worked for a range of other training organisations, both in the TAFE sector and in the private sector, and they definitely all have something to offer. But I wanted to give training that was genuine training and with really highly skilled trainers and also highly skilled admin that know what they're doing and they can make the process smoother so that we're student-centred. Training nowadays has become quite hard. There's a lot of rules, there's a lot of funding regulations. I want us to be the experts in that and make the journey as easy as we can for the students. The key value I run NIET by is definitely treating other people the way we want to be treated and being grateful for things that people do for you and just being positive and kind overall. For me, it's that personal touch and treating everybody the way they need to be. Here at NIET, we specialise in early childcare, disability, aged care. So you'd want us to be empathetic and supportive people as well because that's the areas that we're training you in. We live by our values, always being progressive, always having integrity. Those things are at the core of what NIET does and it's the way I hire staff. And staff that have been here for many years, they totally naturally reflect those values. When my staff talk with students, they are giving their best and they're really great, caring people. The teachers go above and beyond and that makes me go home feeling really satisfied knowing that we are playing a positive role in people's lives. When I'm hiring trainers, I'm looking first and foremost for industry specialisation and industry knowledge. So they've all come out of industry and they all want to continue to be in industry, but they're also really passionate about raising the quality within their industry. They know their industry is really good, but they want to make it a bit better. And their way is to train students so that in the future, they can see a slowly but great improvement in what they're offering. We deal with a number of connections in the industry for certain organisations and we can go in there and you see NIET ex-students everywhere. It gives me a really big sense of pride when I hear people talking about other organisations and how great we are and I'm like, yep, that's because our students are there. So it does make us all feel that we're giving positivity and raising what the bar is and the standards for these areas that we work in. When hiring admin and support staff, the thing I definitely want first is customer service and that nothing within reason is too hard for anybody. Keeping the student fully informed about how they're going with their journey and always being able to look after students when things might go a little bit askew, like they've got a sick parent or a son's been involved in a car accident, giving them options of how we can keep them going but still cater for them and get them through their course without putting more pressure when they're having a family situation. Supporting students is a really big thing at NIET. It is actually something that's second nature for me. My family's Mauritian, so when they emigrated to Australia, I saw how hard it was for them. They didn't speak the language, all of those sort of issues. So I'm naturally supportive to people who are going through change. And so because I've lived through a lot of it, I know that it can be really exciting but overwhelming to come and start doing study again. I make sure that for the first 4 weeks, myself and my staff, we're all aware that we need to be more supportive than we naturally are so that you're more calm, more comfortable, more stable. And then after 4 weeks, you're like, yep, I totally understand what I need to do now. There's a bit of a routine going here. So all my staff are very aware that we support in general, but we also overly support during the first couple of weeks to get everyone settled down. We also have to make sure though that we abide by a structure because we're looking for you to become a really great employee. So we can be really supportive, but at the same time, we need to give you that structure so that you're job ready. So you need to be turning up on time, you need to be handing your assessments in on time, but we'll help you to get to that stage so that you don't flounder and fall behind. It's that really nice balance between being supportive, but also giving you a realistic expectation so that you can find employment and be a really great employee.